Welcome to our online class. Now we are going to learn about distribution of natural vegetation, classification of forest, conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife, etc. Okay. First we will move on to distribution of natural vegetation. The growth of vegetation depends on temperature and moisture. The major vegetation types of the world are grouped as forests, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. What are the major vegetation types? First one, forest. Okay. Second one, grasslands. Third one, scrubs. Fourth one, tundra. Okay. These are the major vegetation types. First one, forest. Second one, grasslands. Third one, scrubs. Fourth one, tundra. Okay. Children, you are familiar with the first two groups, forest and grasslands, isn't it? What are scrubs? Scrubs means short plants. Next is tundra vegetation. What is tundra vegetation? Tundra vegetation is composed of short shrubs, grasses, mosses and lichens. Scattered trees grow in some tundra regions. Children, see the pictures of forests, grasslands, scrubs and tundra vegetation. In the areas of heavy rainfall, huge trees grow. As the amount of moisture decreases, the size of trees and their density reduces. How are grasslands formed? Short stunted trees and grass grows in regions of moderate rainfall forming the grasslands. How are grasslands formed? Short stunted trees and grass grows in regions of moderate rainfall forming the grasslands. Okay children? That means regions of moderate rainfall are favorable for the growth of grasslands. Thorny shrubs and scrubs grow in dry areas of low rainfall. In such areas, plants have deep roots and leaves with a thorny and waxy surface to reduce loss of moisture. Tundra vegetation of cold polar regions comprises of mosses and lichens. Okay children? Now we will discuss about the classification of forest. Forest can be classified into two groups. Okay, first one is evergreen forest. Second one, deciduous forest. Okay, two groups. First one, evergreen forest. Second one, deciduous forest. In which all regions we can see vegetation? We can see vegetation in forest areas, heavy rainfall areas, dry areas, etc. In heavy rainfall regions, we can see plenty of trees. But in dry areas, we can see thorny shrubs. But in forest areas, we can see two types of forest, that is evergreen forest and deciduous forest. Is it clear children? What are the speciality of evergreen forest? Evergreen forests do not shed their leaves in any season of the year. Deciduous forests shed their leaves in a particular season to conserve loss of moisture through transpiration.
The growth of vegetation depends primarily on temperature and moisture. So the growth of plants depends basically on the temperature and moisture of a region. The major vegetation types of the world are grouped as forest, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. Basing on the vegetation, the entire vegetation is divided into 4 groups. They are forest, grasslands, scrubs and tundras. In the areas of heavy rainfall, huge trees may thrive up. The forests are thus associated with areas having abundant water supply. This is the key factor to understand that forests are always associated with abundant water supply. As the amount of moisture decreases, the size of the tree and their density also reduces. With the increase in the moisture in the soil, the growth of the tree increases, but with the decrease in the amount of moisture reflects directly on the size of the trees and their density to reduce. Short, stunted trees and grasses grow in the regions of moderate rainfall, forming the grasslands of the world. Thorny shrubs and scrubs grow in dry areas of low rainfall. In such areas, plants have deep roots and leaves with the thorny, waxy surfaces which reduce the loss of moisture through transpiration. In the thorny shrubs and scrubs which grow in the low rainfall regions or dry regions, they have deep roots and the leaves with the thorns and waxy surfaces which will reduce the moisture through transpiration. The loss of moisture through transpiration. Tundra vegetation of cold polar region comprises of mosses and lichens. Today, there are many people in the world than there were 2 centuries back. It's a direct reflection that number of people have increased over the 2 centuries. To feed the growing numbers of population, a large area of forest have been cleared to grow crops. The forest cover all over the world is vanishing.
Next, we will move on to conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife. Forests are our wealth. Plants give shelter to the animals and together they maintain the ecosystem. Changes of climate and human interferences can cause the loss of natural habitats for the plants and animals. Deforestation, soil erosion, construction activities, forest fires, tsunami and landslides are some of the reasons for the extinction of natural resources. What are the reasons for the extinction of natural resources? First one, deforestation. Second one, soil erosion. Third one, construction activities. Fourth one, forest fires. Fifth one, tsunami. Sixth one, landslides. Okay, these are the major reasons for the extinction of natural resources. Okay. Government has taken various efforts to conserve the plants and animals. National parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves are made to protect our natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, children? Many countries have passed laws against the trade as well as killing of birds and animals. Indian government also passed laws against killing lions, tigers, deers, peacock, etc. Government introduced awareness programs in the regional and community level. For example, social forestry and Vana Mahotsava. Children, you already know that. Okay. An international convention, CITES, prohibited the trade of several species of animals and birds. The full form of CITES is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. It is an agreement between governments. International agreement between governments. Okay. We are responsible for the destruction of our environment. It is our duty to preserve our environment. Okay, children. We finished our second chapter. We will meet again in the next class with another chapter. Okay. Thank you, my dear children. Thank you all.